Today on my Focus RS, I am installing the 2-point tie bar brace from Summit. Alrighty then, these are they, and they look absolutely beautiful. They're just so nicely made, like these welds are absolutely lovely. The paintwork is sublime. I mean, look at that shiny orange, it's absolutely fantastic. They are so light. Because they are made from aluminium alloy 6061. It uses all TIG welding, it's a special tubular design, all forged joints, so it's super light but it's going to be super strong, so we're going to get an improvement of performance, a little bit of weight reduction, and of course they look absolutely fantastic. So anytime you see under the car, you're going to see this awesome orange. So yeah, before we get to the actual installation part, we are going to do a little bit of protection on these. So I'm going to wipe them down with this alcohol prep pad to remove any grime, any oily substances, anything from the factory. Obviously they're brand new, but just making sure that the surfaces are fully prepped. And then I'm going to use Carbon Collective Platinum Wheels to ceramic coat. I'm going to do 2 layers of that, so very simple. We just use this microfiber applicator, a few drops on there, wipe it on, then we just use a microfiber cloth to remove any excess, and then we leave that for 2 hours, then we come back, repeat the process, and then after a further 2 hours, we will be ready for installation. Well, there we go. That is the first layer of Carbon Collective Platinum Wheels applied to our nice new Summit tie bars. I'll come back and do another layer of the ceramic coating. I won't bother filming that part because it'll be literally the exact same process. What I will have skipped over is the fact that after I alcohol wiped it, I left it for a few minutes just to dry off, let that alcohol sort of flash off, because you don't want like liquid alcohol being on the surface, but being alcohol, it flashes off pretty quickly. The other thing then is with the microfiber, I'm not leaning hard, I'm just removing any excess so that it doesn't have any runs or anything, and then it's all good. One last thing is you don't want to ceramic coat your hands, so wear gloves. But yes, whenever I come back, we will get the installation started. Alright then, things we need to do this are a couple of different sizes of sockets because we have 2 nuts and 2 bolts to remove. So we need a 15mm and we need an 18mm socket. I then have a 3/8 ratchet with an extension on just for ease, and then I've got another smaller extension depending on what I need whenever I get up there. I also have a breaker bar in case they are on like really tight, so I can switch my sockets onto here and just break them and then switch back to the 3/8 ratchet to get them off. I also have some WD-40. It's kind of cruddy up there just because it's quite dirty. It could do with a bit of a clean, to be honest, but I'm just going to spray a bit of WD-40 up there just to make sure that we can get those nuts and bolts off clean. Whenever the bolts are going back in with our new bars, I'm going to put on some Loctite Blue on there so they don't wriggle out under vibration going forward. So yeah, that's pretty much all we need, apart from we also need a torque wrench as well, which I don't have in shot here, it's over there. Alright then, under the car then you can see 1 bar here and 1 bar here. These are what we are replacing, and you can see currently I have the AirTech rear diff cooler plate, and you can see that these just go above or under, depending on what orientation you currently are, the plate. So that's kind of part of the reason why we're specifically doing these bars from Summit, because these bars from Summit are specifically designed to fit underneath this. The older solution from Summit has like a cross brace as well, which means it is not compatible with this. But these new ones are fully compatible with this specifically, so that is awesome, and it's going to look awesome with the blue and the eventual orange here beside each other. So these inner fixtures are the bolts, and they are what require the 15mm socket, and then back here we have these nuts, and these are what require the 18mm. Just get a little spritz on there. So we'll just give that a wee minute to do its thing, and then we will loosen those up. Okay, so starting off with the rear nuts. Right, now that we have it loosened with the breaker bar, just going to go in with the 3/8 and just remove this nut. There we go. Since we got this socket out, I'll just repeat on this side. Alright, and then continue with the 3/8. Alright then, now the same thing on these two bolts, except of course we're switching over to our 15mm, so breaker bar first. Just get a couple of turns with that. And the other. Okay, now we can move on to the 3/8. Right, at this point it's starting to feel like it's almost there, so what I have to remember of course is that there's no fixture on the other side, so I want to catch it before it falls. So yeah, I think that's pretty much out, so then, yep, grab the bolt and off we come. Alright, now we'll repeat it for the other one. Alright, here we are then with our 2 nuts, 2 bolts that we're left over with. We also have 2 of these really big washer things, and then the 2 bars themselves. So, I mean, the construction of these, you'll see that they're kind of like a tube, like a steel tube that's then squished flat at the end. You can sort of see it's like totally flat kind of thing. Actually, just take this over and compare it to our new ones. So you can see our new ones are like way thicker, much bigger ends. I mean, what's it like in terms of weight? Oh, these are about half the weight, maybe even less. So decent bit of weight saving. These, of course, we do have some forged aluminium going on here, which is nice. So no problems with strength. So they're going to be nice and strong, and they're super light, which is great. So now that we have those off, we can get these on. So this side you can see a bit of space underneath there because it's at a bit of an angle, whereas this side is dead flat. So that means that the flat side, this side right here, is the side that goes on the inside, so beside the rear diff, and this is on the outside. So we just need to make sure that we put it the right way around. Okay then, for the reinstallation process, we are of course reusing the fixtures here, our 2 nuts and our 2 bolts. And like I said earlier, we're going to get some Loctite on here. So, I mean, these are Nylock nuts, but I'm just going to put a wee bit on here anyway, can't hurt, just in case the nylon is worn a bit. So yeah, then going to get a decent sort of ring, kind of in the similar vein as it was before on that. And then these 2 big washers, we don't need anymore. We can just set those to the side. We do not need them for our new brace. Alright, so that is one side ready to go in. You want to go nut side first, so slot it in and then get it underneath our AirTech and get our nuts started by hand. And then get our bolt in here. Alright, so then we can tighten those up. Alright, then we will repeat on the other side. So again, nut side first. Get a nut on there. and then tighten up. Right, now we can switch over to our torque wrench and torque these up. So the torque that we want to do these to is 69 foot-pounds, which is equivalent to 93.5 Newton meters. Well, there we go, that is the installation complete of our brand new Summit 2-point tie brace, and I think it is great. It's lightweight, I'm sure it's going to perform, and of course it looks fantastic. That orange sparkly paintwork is just perfection, it's fantastic. So yeah, installation wasn't too difficult, just 2 nuts, 2 bolts, knowing the right torque specs, and that's about it. And I hope you like that as much as I do, and I hope you like this little video. Thank you so much for watching. Please do like, share and subscribe for more content to come very, very soon. Thank you once again. Goodbye.